Virginia, you've been pregnant twice. Do you remember where you were when your water broke and it was time to go into labor?
Yes, both times I do. So for Magnolia, it was right around my due date. My mom had just landed. Her flight from PBI had just landed.
Okay.
And I was watching Oprah. It was like 3 p.m., 4 p.m. in the afternoon. And I was making the bed. I had just got up from a nap. I was making the bed and push.
Wow. Is it like what they show in the movies? Is it like...
No, it's
Okay.
actually more like trickle, trickle, trickle.
Okay.
Yeah, it's like you just pee-peed yourself accidentally.
Okay.
It's not like someone just busted the biggest water balloon on your head.
I
Yeah.
had a feeling that might be it. I've seen some movies where I'm like, that feels like that's dramatized to me.
Is it possible everyone's different and maybe you're a trickler
Do we have a gusher out there?
when there's a gusher out there?
I don't know. I can just tell you from my experience that
Okay.
I was not a gusher. It wasn't like a whoosh. It was just like a, oh my gosh, oh, okay, did I pee myself? What's going on?
So you're making the bed one time. What about with Rocco?
With Rocco, they put a drug in my hoo-ha called Pitocin.
Okay.
And that stimulates the start of the
Gotcha. It gets it going.
contractions. And then they manually broke the water because he was nuzzled up in there. He didn't want to come out.
I was seconds away from seeing Rocco come into Earth. I was I was so close. Remember, I was on the way. I was about 30 minutes or 30 seconds late before I got into the room. You don't remember that?
I don't remember. I was kind of busy.
You were, but you gave clearance to let me allowed in the room.
Oh, gotcha. And you missed it.
Yeah, because we were doing the show. We were doing the podcast. So I got...
Okay, well, you can never make fun of me for being late because if you were late for that, that's kind of crucial.
Blame Kevin. He went long on the podcast.
Oh, damn. Kevin made you work.
That's right. We don't stop for labor around here.
You're right.
He's a slave driver.
You're right. We don't stop. She came into work the next Monday.
That's right.
I had to. No choice.
Well, here's somebody that was actually delivering the morning news. Olivia Jackwith's water broke just before her 6 a.m. news shift. She was at WRGB TV in Albany. And you know what? Girl just hung out.
She was on the air when the water broke?
Yeah. She
Dang,
was.
that's pretty cool.
Yeah, here she is with her co-anchor, Julia Dunn. They were talking about what she was going through in that moment.
We do have some breaking news this morning. Literally.
Yes.
Olivia's water has broke.
That's
and
right.
she is anchoring the news now in active labor.
Early labor.
We've been
Let's
doing
not
the
get carried
contractions.
away.
She's now, timing her contractions.
I'm gonna
and
pay
she's, what,
attention.
2 minutes apart?
No. Well, there was one, but it's been a few minutes since then, so we're still in good shape.
Her decision to stay
Wait,
on the desk, by the
look
way.
at what it says. Days past due date.
Oh, there we go. Yeah, I know. So we're thinking
Well,
maybe
I'm
today.
happy to be here, and I'll stay on the desk for as long as I possibly can. But if I disappear,
We're so happy for you. She's
That's
2
what's going
days
on.
overdue, so she wants this baby.
That's
this
right.
baby out.
I love how the one anchor is trying to make it over dramatic. And the other one say, no, it's not that bad.
Oh, but everyone in the back goes, yes, this is ratings.
Well,
Yeah.
when you first start labor, like when the water breaks, those first contractions are mild. It ramps up. So you don't start with like, oh my God, like that's not how it starts. It starts and you're like, I can handle this. I think you could actually like do the news for the first hour maybe, but then it does start to get more intense and more intense. And show me when she's like 5 centimeters dilated, how she could read the news about the upcoming election.
So when you first start feeling the pain, you go, all right, I can handle this. And as it's going on, as the baby's trying to get out, it's would you compare it to the worst case of poopy cramps?
I, thank God, never felt the full fists of fury that is labor because I got an epidural. So when I got to the hospital for Magnolia, I was about 2 centimeters dilated, and I was already miserable, cursing, saying things that weren't so kind.
Really?
Oh, yeah, it hurt. And I was only 2 centimeters. So you have to go from 2 to 10 before the
wow.
baby comes out.
Okay.
So usually they'll give you your epidural around 4. I was so annoying to the staff that I got my epidural around 2 centimeters because I was like, you guys better get in here with that needle. I am not playing with nobody.
It's possible there were some medical staff members that gave themselves their own epidural just to deal with you.
I get it. I get it.
So you were such a diva.
I was
at
like-
level 2.
I did not know how bad level 2 was going to be. Level 2 is rough. So when your water breaks, you're at level 0.
Okay.
And
All right.
there's really not a lot of pain. And you're like, this ain't that bad. What's all this about?
I got this.
Yeah, I got this. I can do the news. I can stay on the anchor desk.
Okay.
But then, like, level 1 starts hitting, and you're like, oh, damn. Okay, I underestimated this a little. Level 2, level 3, you're like, holy crap, this is not fun.
Do you feel it in your whole body?
Yes,
Your head?
it comes in waves, so you can see it like start to ramp up, and then it just vagina punch, vagina punch.
Is it more like in your midsection or the whole body?
The fupa.
I'm so curious.
Fupa. It's isolated to that fupa area.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah.
I think maybe people might be a bit different. For Susan watching KVJ TV right now, she said, for me, mine was definitely sudden when my water broke. I felt a pop and then it broke. And she said, when I had my first son, it was like a whoosh. It wasn't a trickle.
Really?
See, I think there's
Yeah.
whooshers and I think there's tricklers.
So maybe she had more water than me?
Whatever it is, I don't know what makes it different, but it sounds different because Amy said, I literally gushed a gallon. It was horrific.
Look,
Okay.
we're all built differently.
True. Maybe I just don't have that kind of juice that these ladies are bringing.
Like,
Okay.
Kevin may not have nipple hair. I sometimes do.
Prove it.
I mean, a little bit. It's not that bad.
Yeah. Yeah, it's a pretty fascinating little thing, just how it is different and what happens where you are. Because in the movies, right, as soon as somebody's water breaks, it's all panic. And everybody's, oh my gosh, and everybody's running around like crazy. It's a cue the goofy music. Da, 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 da,
Yes, they're speeding.
Yeah, right.
The cop leads them to the hospital.
Yep, that's right. That's how it goes. So I'm just kind of curious, those labor stories, do you have something? What was your water break experience? 877-979-WRMF. One text says, my first baby, it broke hard and fast. And I wound up having to change my pants 3 different times before we even got to the hospital.
Damn.
Yeah, and then when I got in there, I just completely peed myself. And some people were saying that it has to do with the position of the baby. That might be what affects what your water break situation is like. Oh. Because Kay said, I gushed with one kid and trickled with the other.
And what's it called? Birch baby?
Like a tree?
What, there,
Is that now available at
Breach.
Restoration Hardware?
Breach? One of my sisters was Breach or Birch.
One of your sisters was Birch.
She was a Birch baby. And my mom always talked about how it was so painful and kind of traumatic.
Did she come out feet first?
Yes.
Wow.
It was a feet first situation.
Because now sometimes what they try to do is they try to turn the baby when the baby's in the mama's belly. That looks traumatic.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. One thing to confirm as well is it seems like the more kids you have, the easier it gets. One person said, I had all 5 of my kids naturally, and each time it got shorter. Started off, labor took 3 hours with just a few minutes of pushing.
First one was 3 hours. Mine was 17.
Wow. Final baby, in and out 45 minutes.
Wow.
Now you're
I mean, I can't even get a haircut in that time.
That's like these babies are coming out like they're on that big slide at the rapids.
Yeah. and brain drain.
and you're also you're kind of birth bragging.
Yeah. You have canal privilege.
She does. Things
Oh,
slide
You
now.
got a slippery slope up there.
You were in labor for 17 hours.
unreal.
Yes, girl.
That's
so,
unreal.
Okay, so the first 5 you could deal with.
Yeah, the first 5 it wasn't so bad. The beginning was easy. Then it got a little rough before the epidural. But as soon as that epidural kicked in, right around like hour, I don't know, 6 or 5, it was not a lot of pain on the back end. Just you can't sleep. It's uncomfortable. And you're only, 5 centimeters and you just got to wait it out.
When they give you the epidural, is it like a euphoria feeling where you're going, oh man, I'm so glad I'm having babies. I love babies.
No, it's
No.
not like the pain meds you get in the ER.
Yeah.
It's more like you just feel numb on the bottom half.
All right, so it doesn't do anything for the psyche.
No, it doesn't get you high. That would be bad for the baby.
Yeah.
Look, I'm not a doctor.
I don't think. I mean, it's a lot going on at that time, but I don't think there's like any like opiates in it. I don't think. I don't know. But when you get the epidural, all of a sudden you can't feel the intense pain. You can still feel the pressure, if that makes sense. Like you can push and you know that there's something coming out of your hoo-ha, but it's just not as painful as before the epidural kicks in.
Okay.
I always said I would be the best pregnant woman month 1 through 6.
Oh, you would gain 80 pounds.
7
Your
through-
doctor would be so mad at you.
7 through 10, not so good.
How tired are you after giving birth? Are you completely wiped out? Because to me, it sounds like it would be like working out straight in a difficult, challenging workout
It's
for that amount of time.
10 times worse than the most difficult workout. And afterwards, you're all puffy and sore.
See, I couldn't even fathom that. Like,
So-
I've gone through hellacious workouts, and in an hour, I'm like, I couldn't do another minute of this.
I broke blood vessels in my
Wow.
face from pushing and straining so hard because, when I had Rocco, I knew what was going on. Okay,
Mm-hmm.
I've been to the dance. I've seen the strings. I know how the puppet show works. I'm like, okay, the harder I push, the quicker I get this fetus out the canal.
Would you equate it to a marathon for your private part?
Yeah, I guess. Yeah.
Okay, like you did the Boston Marathon,
Yeah.
crotch style.
And you want it to go as fast as possible.
Yeah,
You don't want to draw this thing out. You'll be there for 2 days.
You're pushing your time.
Do you get to hang a medal on that thing when you're done?
No, but they do sew it up if it rips.
Oh, okay. All right. We could have gone
See-
without that.
See, she goes too far.
Got too fun, and now we got to go.
I want these kids to know what we sacrificed for them to be here.
No, I get it. No, you've been hurt.
You got it.
This is how we do. It's the KBJ Show.